This video is brought to you by Bantio TCG.
What's up guys, Kartaka here, and today I'm here with another Digimon EX09 deck profile. Today we'll be going over the Omnimon Alter S deck, featuring the DM cards from the set. So, what I realized from playing around with the DM cards is DM4 is really strong. So this is mainly going to be using a DM4 base with like a sub DM2 support. So yeah, we'll get into all the nitty-gritty details once we go to deck profile, but let's start off with the Digimon first. So we're running the Digimon base just because we can digivolve into something for a little bit cheaper. When a face down card is placed on this card's Digimon source, you can digivolve into Ver 2 for the cost reduced by 1, which is pretty good. I would run a Ver 4 egg, but the Ver 4 egg doesn't actually gain evolution sources. It doesn't help you digivolve when you get the evolution sources, so it's not too helpful there. That one gets you memory when you trash a source, so it's an okay ability, but I think being able to digivolve for one cost less is a little bit more important sometimes. So there's that. Moving on to the top end, we're still seeing a very standard Omnimon base. So we have 4 of the Alter S's. So Alter S is a very strong new boss monster. So this card's ability is, on evolution, if you're DNA digivolving, your opponent's effects do not affect this Digimon for the turn. So it's all effects and not just the Digimon effects, so they just can't touch this dude. And then you can delete all of their Digimon with the highest level. So this is a very strong card against the Royal Knights. So pretty good. Though the meta is changing right now, so you know, having this ability might not be super good, but it's still pretty nice. We're still playing against decks that have a lot of Digimon with the same level on the board, so it's still a pretty strong effect. And then at the end of attack, you can play a Greymon or Ver 1 trait and a Garurumon or a Ver 2 trait card from this card source. And then if you played it with this ability, you can put this card in top of security. So it's kind of like a free heal. And since you do get both the Greymon and the Garurumon back, you'll be able to use their abilities again. So it's, if you have like 40 in your hand, you can kind of loop it for game. So it's pretty good. So next for the low sixes, we're running 3 of the Blitz Greymon. So Blitz Greymon is on play, and on evolution you can digivolve 3 on one of your opponent's Digimon, and then end of turn 2 of your Digimon may DNA digivolve into an Alter S, and then 1 of your Digimon may attack. So keep in mind, when you do DNA digivolve, you will bypass the summoning sickness, because that's what DNA digivolve does. So you will be able to attack with it afterwards, even if you do play these fresh from the ability. So pretty bonkers. And having the Alliance and blocker also really helps. It partially why it synergizes well with the DM4, because the Digitamon gives you an extra body on the board, so you'll be able to use it for Alliance materials. So pretty good if you're attacking with the Blitz Greymon first, if you evolve into it. So same with the Crest Garurumon. Crest Garurumon also lets you Alliance and blocker, and then on play and on evolution, you can return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And then on all turns, when any of your level 6 would leave the battle area other than in battle, 2 of your Digimon may digivolve into Alter S. So this is an ability that activates on your opponent's turn. So if you DNA digivolve into this on your opponent's turn, they can't really touch it, and you can still blow their stuff away with the Alter S. So it's very strong. It's a very strong ability. And then the inherit for this one is this Digimon target can't change, so they can't even block it. So it's pretty good. It's bonkers. So that's all the top end stuff. So moving on to the level 5s, we are running 4 of the Digitamon. This is one of the cards that made me realize how good the Ver 4 Digimon are. So this one, on evolution, if any of your Ver 4 trait Digimon would evolve in this card, for every face down card in their evolution sources, you can reduce the cost by 1, and then it has Scapegoat, which is pretty nice for just a little bit of protection. And then on evolution and on attack, by trashing one of those cards' bottom face down evolution cards, you can play 1 4 cost or lower DM trait Digimon from your trash without paying its cost. So it's a very strong ability, helps you get a board for your alliance, so you'll be able to use the alliance with both the Digitamon's Inherit, as well as the Blitzgreymon and Karaskarumons if you have sources under them. So it's pretty nice. Next, we are running 2 of the Metal Omnimon. We went over this card in our Machine Run deck, so I'm just not going to go over it too much, but it's just a really strong removal card against stacks. Like towers, you can just rip their tower apart, and then if they have any aces in their sources, you can get rid of that as well, so it's just really good. And yeah, we're running 2 of these. It's plus that it's a Ver 2, so helps the deck out a little bit. And then we're also running 2 of the Skullgreymon. So Skullgreymon is a rare from the X9 as well, and it's a little bit. It's here to help you retrieve some pieces, and it's also Ver 2, so which is really nice. So Skullgreymon's ability is on play and on evolution. For each of this card's face down evolution source, you can trash the top card of your deck, and then you may return 1 DM trait card from your trash to the hand. So this just help you retrieve combo pieces and whatnot. And then on deletion, you can play a level 4 or lower DM trait Digimon from your trash without paying its cost. So yeah, it's a strong ability, not really restricted to Ver 2, which I really like. And then the Inherit ability is on deletion, you can play a level 4 or lower Digimon with the DM trait from your trash with paying its cost. So pretty nice. 2 is enough though, you don't really need it early game, so 2 is enough just when you need to get your combo pieces back if you're lacking anything. And then moving on to level 4s, we're running 4 of the Monochromon. This card's really good just because its abilities on play and on evolution. You can place 1 card from your hand as this card's bottom evolution card to de-digivolve 1 or 1 Digimon. So de-digivolving on a 4-cost body that you can cheat out, and you can also reuse, because it's on attack is a reusable ability. It's just really strong, and the Inherit is it gives you blocker, which is nice. So you don't really need it all the time though, the blocker, because your top end stuff already has blocker. But if you're stuck on level 5, having the blocker is nice as well. So we're running 4 of those, and it is a 4 cost, so you are able to cheat out with Digitamon as intended. We're also running 2 of the Kuwagamon. So Kuwagamon is here because it is another Ver 4 trait Digimon, and it is a 4. It's a 4 cost, so it works with Digitamon. And yeah, so its ability is on play and on attack. You can place 1 card face down from your hand as this card evolution bottom evolution source, and then you can suspend 1 opponent's Digimon, and it cannot unsuspend until their next unsuspend phase. So yeah, pretty good. And then the Inheritance is just piercing, which is nice. And then we're also running 2 of the Nanimon. So Nanimon is here. We're running a mini, well, we're not running a full Ver 4 engine, so we're not maxing out everything. So I feel like sometimes Nanimon can be dead in your hand, but when it's late game and you need the Nanimon to just go cheat back into a Digitamon, I think it's pretty good. We are running quite a few copies of our stuff, so near the end I think it's not too hard to have 3 Ver 4 trait Digimon on the board. So the card's ability is at the end of turn, by placing 3 Digimon with a Ver 4 trait from your trash as this card's bottom evolution source, you can digivolve into a Ver 4 trait from your hand or trash. So what this lets you do is it lets you digivolve into the Digitamon, which spawns your body. So you get Scapegoat. Your Digimon has Scapegoat, so your opponent's character tries to get rid of it, you can Scapegoat it. And then if they attack into you, you can go into your Blast Digimon. So it requires your opponent to have a few extra steps in order to dismantle your board. So I think it's a pretty nice card to sit on your opponent's turn. So, yep. And then we're also running 3 of the Kuwagamon. We're running this card and not maxing out Kuwagamon because we are running the Tsunamon. So if you do need to use the Tsunamon to Digivolve into a Ver2, we do have the Kabuterimon as a option. So Kabuterimon pretty much does the same thing as the Kuwagamon, except the Inherit is on attacking and rest something. So it's still pretty nice. So by doing it like this, you have access to Ver2 Digimon throughout your whole level 4 and 5 and 6. So you will be able to use your Tsunamon's ability more effectively. I was planning to cut the Kabuterimon entirely, but I do feel like having a Ver2 in your hand to cheat into is a little bit nicer sometimes, especially when you're getting memory choked. Alright, next we are running 4 of the Gabumon. Gabumon is a searcher for both DM and Ver2. We're running this at 4 mainly because it does have jamming for its Inherit, so it's really nice to just swing with your 4-cost stuff at level 4 without being worried, dying in security to another bigger Digimon. And of course we're also running the... Though you can run the Biomon instead if you want, but I feel like jamming is a little bit more useful than Raid, so we are running the Betamon instead, and it is a Ver1, so if for some reason you don't have a Greymon in your source anymore, you can still cheat this one out with Alter S if you need to. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but I think that jamming is just useful in general. So yep, running 4 of those, and we're also running 3 of the Palamon. Palamon is a searcher for DM and Ver4, so you will be able to search a majority of your deck with this. So pretty good. And then the Inherit is the same as the Kabuterimon. On attack you can rest something, so not bad. And then for the Tamers, we're running 4 of the Analog Youth. This card's just good in the deck to help you maintain hand advantage and get some memory on your turn to help you do stuff. And being able to put stuff in your Inherit source, in your Evolution source is also very good to just build up stacks for your Tamamon to go into, so you can Digivolve into cheaper, or making your Metamon be able to take apart bigger towers. So overall, it's nice to have. And it also gives all your dudes reboot. So if you want to block with these guys, you can. If you have the Monochromon Inherit, you can use it as a blocker. So yeah, it's nice. And then we're also running 2 copies of Analog Man. This is mainly here for Memory Setter. Having him makes it a little bit easier for you than not having it, and it also combos well with the if you're hard casting the Blitzgreymon or Crescarumon. Other times you can build up a tower, and then you can just slap these down if you want, and then this will help you reduce the cost for those because it effectively has 3 costs, so it makes things a little bit easier. And then you'll be sitting on pretty scary Digimon on your opponent's turn, and then when it comes back to you and they couldn't do anything, you can just go for game. So it's pretty nice, and it also gives you like draws. So yeah, for those of you that don't know what it does, I didn't watch the Machine 1 video. When you play a level 7, it would cost 7 or higher Cyborg or Machine or DM, you can suspend this Tamer to draw 1 and gain 1 memory, and then you can place 1 card from your hand face down as any of those Digimon's bottom evolution source, and then you'll be able to combo with other stuff. So for example, if you're playing your Omnimon or Skullgreymon, you'll be able to reduce the cost for those as well if you really need to, which is really nice. And being able to just tap a card underneath them just helps you use their ability a little bit more efficiently. So I think having him is pretty nice. You usually just need 1 on the board, so if you want to cut this out for another card, for example another rookie or some other options, you can. But personally, I think seeing him at 2 is a little bit more comfortable for me. And then we're also running 4 copies of Meat. So Meat is just good for Digivolving the stuff for cheaper. So let's draw 1, and then on the delay ability is you can place one card from your hand face down as any of your DM traits bottom evolution card, and then you can digivolve the DM trait card with the cost reduced by 2. So it's pretty much a training, but it also helps you build up your DM stacks, so it's really nice. So that's pretty much it for this deck. The deck is overall, it's actually pretty simple to play. I did really want to use more of the Agumon and Ver1 stuff, but their abilities are just comparatively not as good. Like their inherits are basically just plus 2Ks, which is okay if you don't want your stuff to die, but we have jamming for that, which is fine. And a lot of times you'll be able to digivolve your opponent's stuff anyway, so if you are battling your opponent's Digimon instead, you can just beat over them because they're lower level than you. And this deck has a lot of different ways to just remove stuff from the board or fiddle around with their side of the field. So not too worried about the stuff from, you don't really need the stuff from Ver1. If you want to run Ver1's Metal Greymon for the extra security check, you can, because having the Metal Greymon and the Blitz Greymon and Alliance, you swing pretty hard. So that is one appealing thing that you might want to do if you want to run that. So if you want to take out 2 copies of the Metal Omnimon and replace them with Metal Greymon, you definitely can. But overall, the deck is really flexible. You can choose to run it however you like, but I just feel like I'm not going to make a Ver 4 deck at this moment, so a lot of times I'm just going to be using the Ver 4 stuff in this deck to play around with. But I don't know. What do you guys think? What deck are you having the most luck with? Or what build are you having the most luck with for the Alter S? Eventually, I probably will want to build a Alter S using some of the older stuff from the older decks, maybe like the EX05 stuff. But I feel like the DM stuff is just very, very solid and very strong. And yeah, feels very smooth to use. But that's pretty much it for this deck, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. But yeah, this is Kartaku, and I will see you guys next time. If you guys want to build your own deck, feel free to go to Bantu.tg and use coupon code Kartaku, that's 0725 for 3% off on checkout on all orders. It doesn't have to be Digimon. It can be for Lorcana, for One Piece, for Union Arena, for Pokemon. They have everything. A lot of stuff, and you can also get sleeves if you want. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, this is Kartaku, and I'll see you guys next time.